welcome back to my channel. So today we'll do a lesson and we have something pretty exciting, which is this cavallari right in here. As you can see, Hazel missed the first one. She kind of just stepped on it. Cavallari is actually a great tool to develop leg awareness for the horse. So they can actually figure out where their legs are at towards like any situation. So today we'll be introducing the cavallari. So it's quite an exciting lesson for us. We have been working diligently doing groundwork for the past at least 6 months. So not that we are bored, we really love it. We enjoy doing flat work, but it's always nice to change it up and have something new and exciting. So the cavallari is not something new for me or Hazel. We actually, well, I usually used to train her with it at the beginning of our journey when we actually had just gotten her. We started just actually jumping the cavallari, doing some ground pulls, but it's been at least like a good 4 or 5 years ago. So that's why it's actually pretty nice to reintroduce it, especially because now Hazel is definitely in like top shape. She's in her prime right now. She is looking really good and her muscle tone is really nice. So it's a whole different experience. So a cavallari actually has 3 settings or 3 heights. So this one is the lowest height, and so after doing it a couple times and seeing that Hazel was not really she doesn't really mind it, she's doing pretty good, it's time to actually raise the bar a little bit, and so that's the halfway point. So I don't exactly know how high a cavallari is. It doesn't seem that high to me, maybe 2 feet to the max in height, so that's about a feet high, so it's really good to go like progressively with the cavallari, especially if you're introducing it. You can just keep it on the ground for as long as needed, and when you think that it's something that you're ready to take on a new height, you can just roll it around and do the second height. So note that I'm actually jumping or actually doing all of this with my dressage saddle, because cavallaris are not exclusive to jumping or hunter ring. They're really good for 1, leg awareness, 2, they're really good to help regulate the gaits and getting them to lift their legs a little higher. So the point of trying 1 cavallari and see how she's doing is that we can actually add more and try to get a little circuit going on with ground pulls and cavallari. Usually dressage riders don't really go for the full, like, you know, show jumping jump, but at least, you know, it's always a great tool to go and try at least when the horse is ready and is fit enough to actually do it. So once again, we raised the bar. Now it's all the way to the top, which I think is about maybe 1.5 feet, I don't know, a couple inches tall. And as you can see here, Hazel is doing really good. So she has the choice of stepping over it or actually jumping it, and she's choosing to just jump it. I am not a show jumper by any means, so I actually have a nice and great coach that is actually show jumping and hunter, and we've been training all along, so we do dressage too, but her focus is usually jumping. So it really helps to kind of help me out in figuring how I can actually do this pull. For myself, it must have been at least 5 or 6 years that I haven't actually jumped a horse, so it's actually a little bit hard for me to do the 2 points or the position that you have to actually get into to jump, because it's been so long and I'm a bit rusty. But overall, Hazel's doing good. She doesn't really mind the actual jump or cavallari, if you will, so she just carries on as usual. a lot of great things with this cavaletti, and the first one is that Hazel is a honest horse. That means she just goes to the jump and just jumps it. She doesn't do anything bad. She doesn't like just stop, or you know, she's going with the flow. She's pretty easy peasy, which is something I love, because she does have her wild moments, but when it comes to jumping or just trying something new, she's always willing, and I really love that from her, just because you don't really have to be scared of trying something new. You know it's gonna most likely go totally fine. So today we are using our halter equestrian saddle pad for the first time. I'm really excited. It's a nice, actually a Gilvy saddle pad with the halter equestrian logo. Really love it. Halter equestrian is one of my sponsors, and I really love their products. They make awesome t-shirts that relates to the equestrian world. So if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I will suggest you do. I will put the link in the description down below, and I'll also add my promo code if ever you want to order a t-shirt. They are really great quality. They're soft, and that's something I usually like wear all day, not just at the barn. I just wear it inside the house because I'm working from home, so it's really good to stay in comfort. So you have the choice of cotton or bamboo, which is really awesome. So the second thing with the cavaletti is it's really good to work on the gait. So as you can see here, Hazel just jumped the cavaletti and went into a canter, and she had like one of the best canter I've ever seen. It was so balanced. It felt like I was literally just flying over the sand there. Just the lightness of her canter was just amazing. So we're using this cavaletti here to help us regulate and modulate her canter a little bit, because she most likely just lands on the right lead, and we can just canter off from there. So it makes it really nice and easy to do so. So my coach was actually pretty impressed, and she's calling in here the barn manager, and as well as my friend, to come inside and come and see what we're doing here. So my barn managers witnessed us growing together in our journey, passing by, seeing how we're doing, and so it's something pretty exciting, because that's something we wouldn't have thought of doing at least 4 months ago. So the fact that Hazel's actually doing awesome is really great feeling of accomplishment. We're really thrilled, and I'm just super glad to have other people with me a part of the journey. So I have my barn manager that, you know, likes to just come by and peekaboo sometimes, and I have my great friend which actually works for the barn every Monday when I have my lesson. Unfortunately, she can no longer ride horses, but at least she can always be there, and she's always supportive. So really love that from her, and it's always nice to have other people kind of just come and just assess it with you, and follow you. And I really like that, you know, the fact that we're sharing the whole journey together. So taking a little break here, we're just gonna go around in circle, and then after that we have decided that we will jump the cavaletti, get a couple of circles of canter at the end of it, and just work on a canter while we have it so nice and so regulated. So that's what we're actually gonna do, is just get her to jump, use that canter to our advantage, and try to get her as balanced as possible. So nice collected trot, and then we actually jump the cavaletti, and as you can see, the way she actually is cantering or pacing herself is actually really wonderful. It's exactly what we've been working on for the past at least 2 months and a half. You've seen a lot of video of me telling you guys that I'm working on a canter, working on a canter, working on the canter. I don't know why it is a bit of a tougher one for us. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but it's okay. That's exactly part of the sport. Sometimes you have to just overcome whatever obstacles you're facing and work at it and perfect it, and that's just part of the discipline. So when you actually feel like she actually has the canter for the first time, that's, it's always a great reward to just see how far you've come, and that's definitely something I really enjoy as part of training my horse. I really discovered a passion for actually training the horse, and that's something that I can't put a price tag on. It's literally like the best feeling in the world to feel like so accomplished and feel like you have actually made a difference. So going in again, a nice canter, and then we're gonna try to maintain it this time. The jump before, Hazel landed on the wrong lead, and so it's just a little bit harder for us right now to actually just counter canter. So we're just trying to maximize when she has the proper lead, and then we actually try to do a nice downward transition and just bring her in the collected trot as soon as possible from the canter. So so far we've been working on upwards and downward transition, and I must say it is definitely has changed quite a bit to have all that support. You feel like the horse is with you at every single time, and it's just really a nice feeling from there. So this time we landed on the right lead, the correct lead, and I don't know why. I guess I just missed some leg here, and then wasn't able to keep it going. So we're just going back at it and just cantering without the jump and trying to get some nice circles, and then we'll be definitely a step further here in the training. As you can see, she's not rushing as much into the canter as she used to. It seemed in that lesson I don't know why, she just trusted me and she just went with it without going a little bit too fast or anything like that. So she was right where I wanted her to be, right with me every single step, and it was just a really wonderful lesson. Honestly, I was really impressed by the fact that she first didn't refuse any jumps, and second of all that she was able to do such an amazing canter and offer me such amazing work here. So see, the canter was good enough in this one, so we did our first circle and went ahead and continued with the second here, which is actually wonderful. Straight lines are still gonna be a little hard for us right now just because we've been cantering in circles for so long, but it's gonna be in the making, and it's gonna be pretty awesome once we can get all of this together. So time to give her a little break, just because jumping all the time is really good, but yeah, you need a little break in between. So in the meantime, I'm just talking a little bit with my coach about my jump and what she thinks of it and how it's gonna actually help us. Now she's showing that it really helps muscling the back of the legs, the bum area, and that's really good for dressage, for cantering in general. So she's just telling me that by doing that, it's gonna actually work some different muscles with Hazel, and then it's gonna be able to help us get a better carriage and a better elevation in the canter. We are doing fairly collected canter now, so compared to before, but we would love to, even if we could, collect it a little bit more. So that's why we need all this extra muscles that are going to be built with this cavaletti here. So after a nice walk break, it's time to get back into the action. So what we do on one side, we must do on to the other. So we're just gonna go ahead and go on the other side and try to jump the cavaletti a couple times. And you will notice here that she over jumped a little bit. I'm not sure as to why, because we've done it on that hand before, but sometimes it's just, I guess, a miscalculation from both of our parts. Like I said, I'm not a show jumper or hunter jumper or anything like that, so I'm not exactly sure where the horse is supposed to be before it takes the jump. So anyway, she over jumped it. It made us both laugh just because a cavaletti is not that high, and the fact that she went full on like jumping horse was just I don't know, something really funny for both of us. So we had a little bit of a blast. Obviously I landed pretty roughly, but I mean I'm pretty good at like making sure I stay in my saddle, so it was no biggie, honestly. It happens. And sometimes you just gotta grab that strap from the martingale and just help you get through the jump. So once again, she over jumped it, but this time I was a little bit more prepared. So I got hold of her, and it wasn't as bad as the first time. So what happened here is I guess a miscalculation, and then since we've had twice that she's over jumped it, we just went to the lower setting here to just kind of help us just stay focused on what we're actually trying to accomplish. So as my coach was explaining to me, the height of the jump actually doesn't really matter. It's more what you do of it. So you lead the horse to the jump and the horse jumps. Whatever happens before, whatever happens after is yours. But the jump itself, it doesn't really matter which height it is. It's always going to be the same for us or for the horse. It shouldn't change actually anything else. Anything else that you're doing, you just keep it consistent over that jump, and then control the beginning and the after. So once again, we got some wonderful canter work. So we use it to the maximum. I just like to just maximize that time that we're cantering and that we're balanced, to try to elevate a little bit if I can. If not, it's okay. So just to work on that pace, work on that rhythm. So it should feel a bit like a rocking horse. It should feel exactly like that. It should be consistent. It should be the same. And so that's exactly what we're looking for in the canter. And it's coming along pretty nicely, I must say. So after the few nice jumps that she gave us, the lesson is officially over. So my coach and I usually do an overview, a review of the lesson, talk about strong points, weak points, and such, just to see, get prepared, and just kind of work it through. Actually, I must say that filming videos really help to actually see yourself, see what you're doing, see how your horse is doing. I love this little arena, but I would have wished that there would be a full mirror in the back end, so you can actually see what you're doing when you're doing it. But other than that, at least filming yourself, you could see what you've done and how it looked and things like that. So it really helps to go over, analyze it. So that's something I do really on the regular. I don't film every single one of my lessons, but when I do, I spend the time to just analyze, construct in my mind what we've done, and what I think are strong and weak points and what I can actually work on with my horse over the weekend. So just to save you a little bit here, I just fast forwarded it because it's just literally us just walking around. Hazel was pretty sweaty after this lesson, which is normal. I was actually sweating myself too, just because it's getting warmer now. So, and Hazel still has her winter fur, and in my case, I just never know how to dress for a lesson, just because I know I'm gonna be hot, I know I'm gonna be cold. It's a little bit tricky to figure out what's the right outfit, but overall, great lesson. Definitely really pleased with actually trying this nice canter work with her. Really pleased with the outcome as well. Definitely seems that we've nailed not only the landing of the jump, but as well as the actual pace in the canter. So that's something I'm gonna actually look forward to do over the weekend, is either just do some canter work or just put on the cavaletti and see what I can accomplish on my own as well. But it was definitely a super positive experience. I think Hazel loved it. I think I loved it too. Just because it's been, like I said, 6 months on the flats. And it's always good to just bring a new element to change things up a little bit. And I think we both greatly appreciated it. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed my lesson. It was an awesome lesson. I left the lesson with little stars in my eyes. I was really pleased with what we've done, and I hope that you guys were able to learn something new through our journey, and I'm so thankful and so grateful to have you guys with me here watching this very video here that we're actually doing just to kind of keep track of our progress in the dressage discipline. To answer most of people's question, we're still doing dressage. That's still my goal, my dream, and that's something that I feel is really achievable. We might just, change it up once in a while and do some jumps as well. As I said, my coach is very good at jumping and doing the hunters and the jumpers, and so if we really need any advice for that, we have the right person to go to, and that's already something pretty amazing. So once again, thank you so much for coming and just riding along with us in this journey here. Super pumped. I can't wait to see what we're gonna do next, and I wish you guys a super wonderful day, and see you guys next time. Bye for now.